Alright, I think I might be live now. Well, I did adjust the audio, hopefully, so hopefully you all can hear me better now. I did check it beforehand. Hope everything's going well. I'm just going to finish off what I started yesterday. Again, for those that are new to the channel, why do I do this? This is really just about, let me just see if I have my OBS, there it goes. Okay, so OBS is working. Let me just make sure all this is working before I get started here. Alright. Still getting a little set up, but it should be good to go. Okay, so for those that are not familiar, I do these live streams only for data transparency. I don't really do a ton of review. I haven't done a long review video in a while. I've just been very busy. Mostly I get the data out there because what I've shown over and over again is that there's a lot of good masks out there. Today I got a microphone set up, so hopefully the audio is better. If you don't, throw a comment in the chat. I guess I did check it with a quick recording beforehand, but I'll use a mic for this one. It's a little challenging because then I have mics. I'm lazy sometimes. It's quicker just to use the built-in mic. But I know that now we have more people listening, and they're understandably want to be able to hear what I say. Okay, so these, as usual, the data today is available in the Google Drive link below, just so that everyone's aware. This is just a way I keep track of the data. This is kind of my data set. You'll say, oh, there's like divide by zeros, or you're doing things with equations. Yeah, it's my data set. It's kind of my workbook. I take that data and I manipulate it for other things. So I just give you access to look at it. It's usually just for me. I know a lot of people come in and look at it, but normally I organize the stuff into like pieces of data for review videos and stuff like that. But as usual for transparency, I just let everyone see what I'm working on. So that's why that exists. So it's not always, I think there's not a lot of interpretation to the data, or there's a lot of columns that don't make sense to people in terms of like, what is this concentration? What you're looking at is just the raw data that I dump in there. So yeah, there's not really a lot of analysis in this table. Like, you're like, oh, what's the best mask? I mean, some of the clues are there in the data, things like the pressure drop, which is a measurement of breathability or its filtration efficiency. But I wouldn't read into it too much, whether one mask is 97 or 98%. I don't know. I think the point of this is to show that they're all pretty good, or that they're a legitimate mask. I can't determine if it's exactly a KN95 standard is met on a mask, or a KF94 standard, but I can tell you, if it's in the 98s, 99%, or if it's leaky to my face because of the design, or if it has a weak nose wire and stuff like that. So mostly that's what that's all about. So for those that were wondering, let's see. So I got to adjust my setup here a little bit because I do have a mic this time, so I have to work around that. It's a corded mic. I don't have those fancy Bluetooth ones. So what we do to start with is I have a sodium chloride solution, and just off camera you can't see it. There's a little aerosol generator here. This thing's going to generate some small, really small, 64 nanometer count median diameter sodium chloride particles. Will fill the room full. I then take the mask. I measure the concentration on the outside of the mask using the tube here. This is just a piece of tie gun tubing, and then I'll connect to this test port on the front, and I'll measure the concentration inside the mask. And what we're looking at is the delta between the outside and inside. That's tells us the filtration efficiency. So I'm going to kick the generator on. You're probably going to hear some noise in the background. That's that generator. Oh, I got to turn my fan on. Even more noise. It gets a little noisy in the lab. A lot of things that make noise. There you go. We really spiked the concentration there. If you look at that plot, it was just getting raw aerosol from the counter there. We'll have to restart that graph. Otherwise, I unfortunately don't have scaling built onto this, so it, and I didn't really I wrote this program in an hour one day, and I've been using it ever since. I should probably maybe spend a little more time improving it with like a reset or all kinds of things I could build into it. All right, well, hopefully the sound of that's not too annoying, but we'll bring the concentration up to about 10,000 or 20,000 particles per cc, and then we'll finish off the death. So for those wondering what we're going to be testing today, we got some cup masks that I need to finish off with. So we have the armbrust cup mask. We have a couple Demtex. I got the Harley 288. There is one other. Let's see. We got the PHG. Then we got just some KF94s that I had hanging around that I never tested. Just curious. People have been asking because they're kind of available. The Kleenex brand KF94s, of course, out of South Korea. I have that and the KF80. I'm just curious. It's just a really weird design, so I just want to see how it performs. I got some kid masks here that are available from Everyday E-Mall and other places, like 8 Sugar and Kimswell. We got the... Oh, actually, I forgot one. I'll have to go grab that mask. I got the Mega Fit XXXL. It's a big mask. And I'll try and see if I can test this one. People have been asking about the Mima kids mask. I have not in the past been able to test it. I'll try it again today since we have a little bit of time. So that's what we'll be testing. But I'll be right back because I got to grab one mask. So hang tight, everybody. I'm going to turn the generator off. That's perfect. So I'll let that stabilize while I run and grab one mask that I forgot to probe. Oh boy. That's the problem with mics. Back. 1 second. All right, I am back. Hopefully you can all hear me okay now. So, I had to grab the last one that I had, which is this Mega Fit brand, but I think they have a typo on the... Oops. I'll have to get this mic sorted just 1 second. Unfortunately, this mic setup doesn't work great. Stick it like that. All right, there we go. All right, sounds good. All right, that's excellent. So they'll be testing the Mega Fit, but I think they made a typo because in the other one it's all Korean. So let's see if they have an English version of that. I think it's supposed to be Mega Fit. That would be my guess. They don't have any. There's no English on this version. It's all Korean packaging. Which usually I'm pretty good at reading, but I'm guessing that must mean extra, extra large. So I know that that symbol is large. That's the symbol for large in Korean. So that must be extra, extra large. Funny. This is just a regular large. But they call it the Magapit. Magapit? You might have some the MAGA mask. It's just a boat style. So we'll test that today too. While I have my equipment here, I'm going to punch that one real quick and then we'll get started. So not a ton of exciting things today. This is just, again, like I said, to document what I'm doing. It is not necessarily like a fun and exciting test today. Just cup masks aren't my favorite. They're like kind of boring. I don't really like cup masks. I mean, they're fine. They're good. I think they're good for industrial use. They're good because they have good structural rigidity. But in terms of like everyday wear, I'm not a big cup guy. All right, there we go. Punch that one. All right, done and done. So pretty quick process, just to punch a hole, put the test port in it, stick it back in the bag. We're also going to play with this a little bit today, since I'll have just a little bit of time here. I'm going to play with this, which is like this is arm rust. He had sent this as part of the thing, but they're nice. It's nice. He's actually makes this nice little rubber hook on the back for different lengths. Let's just do a quick and see what happens with that. We'll play with that a little bit. So as always, we always start with a control mask. I gotta find my data set. I got so many windows open here. So we'll just finish off where we left off yesterday, 1/9/2022. So this is going to be the Moldex N100 control. It's a NIOSH N100. Oops. Cup style. It's as worn. It's had give it 20 seconds for the concentration to stabilize. 1.741 E to the 4. All right, let's go ahead and don the mask. Be a little careful not to rub the mic, otherwise you'll really hear something if I rub that mic. All right, you'll see that concentration plummet down there. All right, so we're gonna call it there at 2.47. But what's interesting is that, and I'll show you everyone here because I think this is really interesting to show. I always like using these N100 masks because, let me fire this back up, because at a really low concentration, I think we can see this here. Let's see. So I'm gonna be quiet and just breathe. And what I'm gonna show you is when you see it jumping around. Part of that's because I'm talking, so my face is moving and breaking the seal. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be quiet for a little bit and breathe. You can actually see just me breathing out, that 2 to 3 particles per cc is from my lungs generating particles. So I'll just be really quiet here. So when I'm breathing in, I'll show it this way. When I'm breathing out, it'll show this way. So I have to start it again, sorry. Okay, so you guys can't see it. So there's the software I'm running on this condensation particle. This instrument that I'm using to measure this is like 20 years old, or 25 years old, and I have the old version of firmware. So there's a bug below about 10 particles per cc that it doesn't bring the concentration back down when I stop. You can see all the concentration from me talking here. These are particles that I'm generating as I talk. So you couldn't quite see what I'm doing. If I look at the particle counter, which you guys cannot see, the actual light that's indicating, every time I just breathe out, I was getting about 2 particles per cc concentration. So anyways, I was going to use it as a highlight of like what happens when you talk. We do generate aerosols just from breathing, and you can measure it with this counter. So sorry that didn't work as well as I wanted to. For those wondering where you can get the data, again, you can grab it. Link in the description below. Now you're gonna really annoy me because I'm gonna have to blow my nose here. It gets humid in those masks, and it kind of like, and the pressure on that mask just pushes right on my nose. It makes me have like a little bit of a weird runny nose situation when I wear that mask. I don't really like the Moldex style masks for that reason. They kind of have a weird design to them. They're very good if you like. If they fit your face, you love them. If they don't fit your face, they're not that comfortable. 1.527 e to the 4 for that final concentration. 0.527 e to the 4. Someone had commented that there's a bunch of divide by zeros in this document, and yes, all of these ones up here were all divide by zero. I'll fix it later. There's nothing in the data set yet. All right, 99.98. All right, we'll do the 3M 8210 control mask. This is a NIOSH N95. It's cup style. It's as worn. It's white. Comes with head straps because that's all you can get when you get an N95. All right, I'll set that over here so it doesn't get damaged. If you watched the end of yesterday's video, I did cover the Shaman Mask, a real nice competitor to 3M. They're very, very similar. This is the Shaman Mask. This is the more like yellow. The strapping material is very similar. I think they did a really good job. The only thing that I noticed is a little different is that 3M uses a little bit heavier gauge aluminum nose wire than they do. They're maybe like 2/3 of thickness, so not quite the same as the honker that's on this mask. All right, we've got a stabilizer here, so 1.542 e to the 4. Oops, wrong column. 1.542 e to the 4. All right, so here we go. Let's get the straps ordered up. All right. Oh, my chair, it's not very comfortable. Watching that concentration come down. I called there at like 122. Take this bad boy off. Alright, let that stabilize. Next up is my Air Queen. Where did I put that mask? Where did my Air Queen go? Alright, there we go. Next up will be the Air Queen. That'll be about 90%, very typical. Then we'll move on to the last of the cup masks. Some KF94s. Just want to make sure there's nothing else I'm missing. I do have a bag here. What else I got in this bag? Whoa. Maroon, we already tested that. Yep, so we're good. Yep, that'll be it. All right, I think we got our 20 seconds up. 1.42 e to the 4. So 99.18. Of course, 3M makes an amazing mask. All right, the Air Queen. Typically, we're gonna get around 90%. Almost, I think I actually get a very good face seal on this thing because I've worn it so many times and I kind of can get it dialed. The primary issue with this mask is just the filter media, and it's not as good as other filter medias. Now, relative to COVID aerosols, does that really matter for the size I know? For the size I test, excuse me? I don't know. That's something I don't know, but I can't see those charts. Can you just post a list of reputable KN95 masks? Safi, I have a whole video called My Top KN95 Picks. You can also go to my last review video of March. Pretty much all the same there. I did test a bunch of American-made KN95, so I'll make an updated chart when I have some moments. But basically, Powcom. Powcoms are great. You can buy well before Arun. Yeah, just go watch that video. Pretty much not much has changed. I'll add the American stuff in there when I have a chance. That's what I was testing yesterday. Just waiting for this concentration to stabilize. All right, 1.308 e to the 4. Go ahead and don the mask. I'm probably going to end up like about 90% on this guy. I called it 1513. 88.43 today, which is fine. I'm not going to spend a ton of time waiting on that. I feel like that one is slowly drifting down though over time. It used to be in like the high night, like 92, 91, and then over time it's been slowly drifting down. I think it's just because probably the nano filter media from me pulling on and twisting is probably starting to get little cracks and fissures in it. I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll let it stabilize and move on. Almost there, just a couple more seconds here. Alright, 1.272 e to the 4. Alright, So everything's within typical range we see. I'd like to see that exactly 90, 80, 89, but we're at 88.27, so I think we're... Oh, shoot, I just flipped the nose wire on it. There we go. All right, let's into the cup challenge. Let's do it. Let me set this over there. All right, we'll do the armrest. 1776. I don't know if they ever got these NIOSH approved or not. Now they are a good... They got a big honk of mega nose wire on that thing, so that's good. I don't know if they ever got these NIOSH approved or not. 1922. So this is the armrest. AA 1776. I don't know what the AA stands for. N95? Question mark? I think it's that. It's a cup style. It's as worn. It's white. It's got headbands. I don't know what the concentration stabilizer. Let's see. Lorianne Fisher says, I don't know if you saw my post yesterday. Is your son still wearing the tiger mask? Yes. Still wears the tiger mask. That's what he likes. How do you know which ones are the real thing? That's what I'm testing. So that's what the data shows. Pearson1212 says, no cloth mask, K94 or KF94 only. Or N95. Yeah, those are all good. Basically, minimum is like KF94 or KN95. And then N95, you can go higher than that. You can go to Elastomeric if you want. 1.132. We'll get started here. 1.132. All right, so this has some nose foam in it. It's got a really honking nose wire. It's probably the same thickness as a 3M one, so good for them for doing that. Headbands are a little, not as tight as I like to see them. Whew. That is a nose wire. Like it, like it. Breathability is good too. It's not bad. I'm getting like a little leak right there. You can feel it right here. The headband, this is just not tight enough. See, I sealed it. If you look at the very right edge of that plot, you see that suddenly I sealed it. It's right here. It just this strap is not tight enough. I think if you're gonna go cup style, these straps got to be a little tighter, or you gotta like tie them up. We'll just do it as worn here, and then we'll tighten the strap. All right, 293. And I got a leak. There's a leak right on the bottom. We'll just test it with that bottom strap typer. I bet you I'll get a better result. I can feel it just leaking right here around the neck strap. It seems like they're equal length. Yeah, they are equal length. I don't know, does 3M do that? Let's take a look. Where's my 3M mask at? I don't do a lot with cup masks. Now, yeah, so notice that on the 3M mask, I don't know if, let's see if I'll just switch over to OBS. I don't know if y'all can see that. All right, so if you look at that, notice that the 3M strap, the headband strap is longer than the neckband strap. Now maybe they're stretched out. Let's take a look at the Shaman here. Let's see what they do. Again, I don't know if it's just because they're stretched out. I don't have a new one handy here. Actually, I lied. I do have a new one. Actually, let me just check. Well, we wait for this to stabilize in 2 seconds. I got one right here. This is the... For those that... Okay, this is one thing I love about armrest, so I'm not trying to... I mean, I have to review these independent and give my opinion on them regardless. This is the coolest thing ever, though. Go to Armrest, order one of these one of everything packs. He's got everything you'd want in here. Oh, actually, that reminds me. I forgot to test it. There's one thing in here I did not test yet. Tech, I tested that. Armrest, I tested that already. They have a small, I thought, in here somewhere. Oh, yeah. Maybe that is a small. Okay, I gotta pull that out of there. Anyways, one of everything. Super cool. Love that idea. We should be doing all this. In my opinion, that's what the government should send every citizen. Just. Oh, it's their kids. Okay, they're small as their kids. We tested their kids already. Okay, never mind. Anyways, let's answer my. Oh, before I forget, let's get the concentration quickly. Already. All right, 1.017 to the 4. 1.017 to the 4. Next, let's answer the question. should the neck strap be slightly shorter than the head strap? And in my opinion, they definitely should be, no matter what. But do they come that way? And the answer is yes. So oh man, these guys, the Shamuts are really just nice. So yes, the answer to that question is yes. The headband's portion is longer than the neckband, and I noticed with the armrest that they are the same length. So the neck one is not very tight on me. So if I do that again, in fact, almost it looks like the neck is longer than that one. Strange. So let's try it again here. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to shorten that. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Shorter neck strap. I feel like the tension on this alone is not very good. Like, I'm just going to shorten them both up. Let's just shorten them both up. I feel like the tension on these is just not very tight. Okay, doesn't have to be like crazy tight. I feel like some of the 3M masks are like especially the 9205 in the non-head, like they make this strap material for in the 3M mask, the 9210, the Aura series or Aura series version, but the rest of them have those rubber straps, which are nice. Actually, they have great tension, but they are tight. Like, that's my complaint on those. So we're going to tighten that, and we're going to tighten this one up a lot more. Let's tighten this one up a lot more. All right, let's try this now. A little bit more tension. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, that's much better. That's much better. Oh, I forgot to do upstream concentration. All right, that's better. So let's let it stabilize for a second. We'll get an upstream, and then we can get started here. Well, let's see if Shira Stein says, what masks for kids are above 99%? Don't worry about it. If you don't focus on the filtration efficiency exclusively. One, my test aerosol is small. Two, fit is the most important thing. When we're talking about COVID respiratory aerosols that are typically at the smallest, roughly about a 0.5 micron, which is like, I don't know, probably 5 times what I'm testing, 5 times bigger than what I'm testing. And not that size matters. There's a specific filtration efficiency curve that happens due to some effects. Google how N95s work. There's a really great video that someone did that really covers that discussion really well. But anyways, we'll be at the high end of the filtration curve. So like the focus of the mask should be fit. Like if it's KF94 and legit, that's all I'm checking. Do they have like good filter media? If the answer is yes, they're likely legitimate, and that's what you're after. 99. If it shows 99% or 98% of my test, it doesn't mean that there's actually a true 1% difference. Getting into the ability for me to even resolve that. The point is that they're legit masks. All right, here we go. Concentration's dropping pretty fast here. It's windy and really cold out today, so I'm getting I can feel a little draft in this room from somewhere, probably from this window leaking a little bit. So we'll turn the generator on and we'll come back to the armrest tighter fit. Someone had asked, if you did not pinch nose clips, how much would the filter rate drop to? It depends on the mask. For kids, I mean, it's hard to say. It depends on the leakage. And normally when I'm testing like a kid's mask, there's no reason not to do that, because what am I really trying to show? The effective filtration efficiency on my face for a kid's mask probably doesn't hold much validity, because I normally would not wear a kid's mask. It's way too small for me. So, it would be lower. That's the answer. It depends on how much the leakage is. If it's a really big leak, it'll be much lower. But that's why I test that, because with kids' masks, it's really important that I'm testing the media, and so that's all you really care about. 97. If it comes out of my test like in the mid 90s or higher, it's a good mask. Someone asked if I've tested Well-Being Clean Protection KF94 2D. No, I have not. But if you can verify that it came straight out of South Korea and it's rated as a KF94, it's good in my book. Like, I have yet to find any bad KF94s. Is there an issue wearing a tight, stretchy cloth mask over an FFP2 N95 mask? Is there an issue? I mean, not necessarily, but it doesn't do anything for you. So the KN95 has all the filtration built into it. So if you're at 98% and that cloth mask adds, let's say hypothetically, another 30%, so you're going to get like 97.5% for wearing the cloth mask. But you're going to have a much higher pressure drop. It's going to be tight against your face. It's going to be a lot of stuff on your ears. In my opinion, one well-fitting mask. I don't think the addition of a cloth mask has any benefit, and actually I think I would argue that it can actually make it worse because it can cause a leak and you wouldn't be able to tell. So no, I don't think you do not need to wear, you don't need a double mask with respirators. I hate the term double masking. I hate double masking in general. I don't think we should be doing it. I mean, we have to do it if we have to, if that's all you have is a surgical mask and a cloth mask, but like we should be on respirators. We were talking double masking last February. We have respirators, use those. All right, let's get started. 2.326 e to the 4. All right, so now we're gonna tighter strapping. Let's see if we can improve that face seal a little bit with the armrest. I will give him an A+ on the nose wire. That is a great nose wire. So you can do the foam on, he's got foam on the nose wire. You can do it in this style of mask because that's a honkin' mega nose wire. I can feel it just really holds it tight right here. All right, call it there at 329. 329. Yep, so there you go. Tighter face seal. So what happened? Why did I get 97.2 with the looser straps and 99.86 with, oh, well, that's not 99. I got an extra 0 there. It's like, that seems really high. There we go. 98.59, that looks a lot better. Why did I go up almost 1.5%, which is effectively almost 1/3 the amount of leakage? Because remember, we got to look at the fraction that was not filtered, so it's like 3% for the as worn, and then when we tighten the shorten the neck strap, or I'll just shorten both straps, we got improvement because I had a leak. And I can just tell so I have the unique ability that I've tested Sony masks now. I can tell you I can feel a leak. I'm like, yeah, it's leaking right here. If I hooked you to the machine and you spent, I don't know, 20 hours testing masks, you would be able to the same way. But the problem is person that's never done it before doesn't know because they've never had a mask that tightly sealed. I think that's one of the problems with trying to get like really high without some measurement method. Now, could we make a test? Could we make a CPC that's open source that everyone could buy one for really cheap, or at least have it at a community level, that then would allow them to do this? I think someone will be working on that soon. All right, armrest. If they're, I don't like the head straps. They're too loose. Super chonky nose wire though. A+ on that. All right, next up, let's do the Harley. I'm looking for it. Where's the Harley? Is this the Harley? Yes. So again, braided straps. Let's see, do they do? Okay, so they're good. They do longer head strap than neck strap, so they did that right. Nose wire is not as thick, so I don't know. We'll see how it does. I don't like cut masks, but I don't know. Why do people like cut masks? All right, let's wait for this to stabilize. 1.932 e to the 4. 1.932 e to the 4. All right, we'll go ahead and don the mask. Again, they got nose foam on the inside, but I don't know, that nose wire is not super heavy. I want to see a chunky nose wire, big chunky nose wire. Oh yeah, that's not great. It's just too weak. I'm gonna leak right here. Let's see if I can. Let's do it as worn. See, the reason I always worry about doing just as worn is, I'm gonna leak right here. We'll just get the data. Is that people will think it's fake. Like, it's not a night. The filter media isn't. It's no good. Well, it might be Harley. Oh, I don't know what it is. L188? No, 288. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see what this is. It's an N95 though. It's a NIOSH N95 actually. I call it 476. 476, yeah, so it's fine. But I got a leak right on that ref light, so we'll do it with nose pinch just to see how much the filter media is good. It's the L288. Oh, someone saved me the hassle of figuring out what the heck the L mask was. L288. It is a NIOSH N95, yeah. All right, so we'll do this one again in a couple seconds here, so we'll just copy everything, but I'm gonna pinch that nose wire. So, weak nose wire. I mean, too bad. All right, we'll call it there 1.772 e to the 4. 1.772 e to the 4, all right. Do it again, 1.772 e to the 4. I'll get the exact value. 0.752. 1.752 e to the 4. Let's be accurate. All right, so I'm going to hold that with my finger because I can feel it leaking on the edge of that nose foam. Maybe it's just me with my issues with nose foam, but I've repeatedly had, like, if you're going to use nose foam, and maybe it's just my cheek design. Or, like 69.7. All right, so 99.6. Okay, so yeah, good media, but they did not use a stiff nose wire. It's like it's just like what you would find on the KN95. It's like way too weak. So, all right, next up we'll do the dim tech, and I think what I'll do too, since I got everything set up today, I'm gonna see if I can hack a mask. We'll do something fun. I'll have to disappear for it'll probably take me like 2-3 minutes to get all this stuff together. But I'll just leave the live stream active. I'm gonna test glasses fogging. This is a conversation I've had a lot, and I'd like to have a long little section I can just point to in a video where I test it. But basically, the glasses fogging issue to show a perfectly well sealed mask will still fog your glasses. I hear a lot if your glasses fog, your mask doesn't work. That's not true. Your mask may be sealed and you still may have glasses fogging issues. Let's get that concentration. 1.666 e to the 4. Ooh, the devil concentration. All right. So I'll test that today too, a little bit more, because I want to see if I have an idea what I want to do. So I might play around for a little bit. One of the ideas I had was taking tape and putting it on the inside of the mask to block the area right near your nose, so the air can't go through there and keep it away from your glasses. Okay, so we're gonna go to the dim techs. They make cup style. I give them a B. Oh, well, I give them a C on their nose. Their adhesive nose wire is not that adhesive. Maybe, I don't know, see if I can show it on the video. Let's see. Can I see it? Let me jump over to OBS Studio again here. It's too bright because it's so bright outside today. It's snowy and it's in Minnesota. It's not adhered to the mask anymore. I don't know if you can see that in the video or not. Sorry. It's really, really bright out today. It's a sunny day. It's snowy outside, so we just get tons of light in here. Anyways, the adhesive has removed itself from the mask, so yeah, it's really great. Not the other mask. There's two of them. Now, which one's which? Let's see. One's a surgical. One's their DT N950. So let's start with this one that's not as nice as their surgical version. So this is the DimTech DT N95-CH. It's a NIOSH 95. NIOSH 95. All of these things. All right, so one thing, let's check. Do they do the same thing? Okay, so let's see. Get the straps loose. Okay, so they do this same thing. Headband is longer than neck. Armrest, I think, either didn't have their system calibrated, or I don't know, maybe they just made a different design decision than someone else, but I think that might have been the wrong decision to make. All right, 1.421 e to the 4. 1.421 e to the 4. Go ahead and don the mask. Not very tight. Again, they got nose foam on theirs too, but this weak-ass nose wire ain't gonna do that. I can feel it leaking already. Right here. Yeah, this nose wire is like way too weak to be using that. Let's see how we do. But it's leaking right here. It's a weird fit. It's kind of rough material on the inside, kind of scratchy too. I don't know if I like that. Call it there at like 1464. Leaking like a sieve. Yeah, I just can't get it to seal. So there's two things going on this mask. Head straps, not tight enough. Two, nose wire, way too weak for that foam that they're using. That foam is pretty stiff, and it just like pushes out my face, and then it creates this big gap. Now, maybe it's just my face, how like my cheekbones sit right here, but that foam sits on the cheekbones and it just sits up, and I can feel it leaking around the edges of the foam because it's not sealed in my face. Now, I don't have that problem with 3M because they use a really soft foam and they have a mega thick nose wire. When you go to these low-end nose wires, they don't work. And then, I mean, I think the, you know, yeah. I hate when people say that N95s are the gold standard because, like, I'm sorry, but 3M and Moldex are the gold standard. 3M, Honeywell, Moldex. I'll give Shaman the props. They're a damn good mask too. But like, you know, yes, there are good N95s, but not all N95s are good. I'll tell you that. 3M's good though. I'll tell you that for sure. All right, 1.393 e to the 4. All right, let's try it again. This time we're gonna do the same thing. We'll just get it started while 1.388 e to the 4. Okay. So let's try this again, but this time I'm going to pinch the nose wire. Let's see how much was it. How much was it? Just a weak nose wire. It might just not be a mask that fits my face too. I mean, there is that chance. Masks are very face specific. Oh, there's a lot of people on this sheet. All right, called it at 132. So they're really weak nose wire. Just a really weak nose wire. But their other Demtech I noticed has a much heavier gauge nose wire, so I don't understand why they make that mask with a cheap nose wire and then they use a nice nose wire on their medical version of it. Just looking at what they... I don't know what that is. Okay. Give it a couple seconds to come up to equilibrium there, and then we'll get started. Oh, let's see, 1.301. E to the 4. Let me just double check to make sure that's where it's at. Yep, we're good. All right, so, yeah, I mean, it's fine. Good filter media, but bad design. And it's kind of scratchy on the inside, to be completely honest with you. Not that super... Same design on their other version. This has a different shape than that. Let's see if I can get that on camera. Jump to OBS. So we got this guy. Let's see, it's going to be like probably way... Oh, let me jump to OBS. Ah, it's so blown out. I don't know how to fix that. I wish it wasn't so bright, because I know that if I hold them back, can you see? Anyways, the DTN95 has a wider shape out here, whereas the surgical mask is definitely narrower, so this is a smaller cup. Hook up here and we'll get moving. So this is the Demtech. Well, you know, it doesn't have enough numbers in the part number. Let's see if I can pull it up from the previous one I had before. Oops. It's the Demtech DT 895 001 dash CS surgical mask, surgical N95. At least it's a short name, right? All right, let's take a look at it. We get going here. Oh, you know, it's funny. What's funny is that there's so many people in this workbook that I can see that it is going slow because there's like 100 people in here. All right, let's take a look. Where's my concentration? 1.145 e to the 4. 1.145 e to the 4. So again, head strap's longer than neck strap. So I mean that seems logical. That's what I would expect to see. So I'm not quite sure why Armbrust didn't do that. Ooh, it's a smaller mask. Oh, it's a good nose wire. It's got a leak somewhere though. I don't know where it's leaking, but like right here. It's too small for my face. This is a small mask. All right, I called it a 383. It's too small for my face. This one is not. It's just that's really tough. My face is just not the right shape for that mask. It's way too tight right on that edge, and so it's just like I can feel it like pushing out against my skin. I can feel the air leaking in. So not a good mask for my face. I'll just say I went ahead and did a pinch nose wire on that because I did. But that's just because I think it's like trying to tear that mask open. So. Just an issue with my... So nothing wrong with that mask, probably just my face. It's not the right size for my face. All right, 1.128 e to the 4. Let's drag that calculation down. So 96.63. I don't think that's anything wrong with the mask itself. I think that it does not fit my face. So Sorry, Mask, you don't fit. All right, let's move on. Let's do the last of some KF94s. Let's do this one first. Now, the reason I wanted to test this one, I've had this sitting in my basement for a long time. I just hadn't had a chance to get to it. This is a really cool design. This is the Kleenex brand, KF80. Didn't know that, I don't know, who does Kleenex? Procter & Gamble? It also comes with a mask clip, so they must have had problems. When they come with, I think technically all KF94s are supposed to come with a mask clip. There's a little secret there that I think there's some expectation that you always use it with a mask clip. Kleenex. Oh, so I did test the KF94 already. It's in my sheet already, so I just need to test this KF80 then. So it's kind of a weird one, so let's just see. It's as worn. Or it's not bifold, it's a boat style. It's white, it's ear loop. So apparently I already had the KF94 in there, so we don't need to test that. We'll do this quick, 1.0112. We're just below where I don't like to be this low, but it's okay. And we're going to use the mask clip because it's pre-installed, so you kind of have to use it. Well, I can tell you right now, it's not going to do well unless I pinch the nose wire. Because it leaks right there. It's a really, really weak nose wire. Well, we'll test it as is, and then we'll do the pinch. Let's not waste our time. It's going to leak, and who cares? Plus. All right. Good breathability, though. Weak nose wire. I'm going to call that a 439. That's kind of what you'd expect. I mean, so that's, it's 95% media level, which is pretty much what you would expect for a KF80. It's not going to be quite a KF94. Normally, a KF94 would get like 99% of that same test condition, so no surprise there. We'll wait till this to stabilize. We'll kick the generator back on, and we'll test the last few KF94s. We'll do the quick nose, that glasses test. Maybe I can use this 1870 here. I think this one still fogs my glasses too. Or this is a 9205 plus, sorry. Yeah. Has a very distinct 3M smell. All right, 96980, 9680. We're below 10K, so we're gonna turn this back on. All right, so that's an interesting little design. I don't, is it something I'd want? It's pretty meh. The one cool thing about it is that it folds into a tiny little packaging. That is kind of nice. Like, I think the idea is like you can like slip this in like a purse or a satchel really nicely, so you can always give them credit for that. Like, that's kind of cool. It's a cool. I like the concept, but in practice. All right, next up is the Mega Fit Extra Large and Extra Large. Do a couple kids masks and move on. Yeah, so I think Chuck jumped in there and answered the question for, oh no, actually, play 150. Let's see, no, Warner. It's like slow on my screen. Warner answered it correctly, because really I was interested in testing the filter media in it. Is it a legit mask? Yes, it's legit. It doesn't fit my face because the nose wire is not strong. Would I recommend it? No, because the nose wire is not strong. But you know, it's always worth it to try it out and see how the filter media. The point that I usually am trying to make that people aren't really, you know, like, am I really testing masks to find out if individual masks are good? No, my point is to test a bunch of masks to show that KF94s have good regulation, that you can't find fakes. That's what I'm about, right? So it's not. I just do this to keep showing people that these masks are so dang good. If you sort my thing by fake KF94s, look at the average value. This is the what's the brand on this? Megafit KF94 large. This is a KF94 rated mask. It's boat shaped. It's going to be as worn. I'm going to have to shorten the ear loops though. White ear loops. Good stiff nose wire on it though, I can tell you that right away. It looks the exact same to me as, so it must be the same company that makes Override. This is the same mask as the, what is that? The Bio U&I, the Posh, and this all have this exact same design. Maybe not the Posh, but for surely the Bio U&I and other masks, I've seen this, so this must be the same manufacturer. It's in Korean, so I can't read on this one what the manufacturer is. We'll give it 20 seconds here to stabilize. Let's see if I can pull up who the manufacturer is. You can always use Google Translate with the picture mode to figure out what's what on these Korean masks. I know it's silly. Like if you're watching this, you're like, "Well, that's stupid. Why don't we just have American standards?" And I agree. Oh, Cocoa Farm. Yeah, Cocoa Farm. That makes sense. Cocoa Farm. Yeah, the Cocoa Farm, the Bio U&I. That must be all of them. So that's Cocoa Farm. I tested some other masks. I tested that KF80 Kids mask run that looks exactly. So they like have the exact same mold for every single design. All right, we'll call it there at 2.021 e to the 4. Go ahead and don the mask. Now this is a big mask, kind of bottom S size, maybe. Ear loops are not very tight. They're very loose on this. But let's see how we do. So we'll just test it as is, and then I'll tighten the ear loops up a little bit. I like them like about that. It does have a built-in adjuster. Actually, does it work though? I don't think these. Let's see if this adjuster even works. I tried this with their like the other masks. I think this adjuster sucks. It's kind of a gimmick. Yeah, it doesn't work at all. I don't understand how this thing's supposed. Maybe you're supposed to go the other way. Let's try going the other way through the adjuster. Maybe that's the trick. Maybe you go like through that with it. Nope. How the heck does this adjuster work? Okay, so they say go like this through there. Okay. I went like that through there. Like, it doesn't let me like do anything with it. What the heck's the point of that? This is useless. That's kind of a gimmick. Oh, okay, maybe it kind of works. Not really great. You like jam it into the corner. That's not going to last very long. Jam into the corner. Come on. All right, so I guess you, in theory, can. It's not. That's a shitty adjustable. That's not great. Yeah. In theory, it has adjustable ear loops. In practice, it doesn't. All right, we're going to go to new concentration because we fall down 1.0. We lost a bunch of concentration since I started that. It does have adjustable ear loops, but boy, oh boy, do they suck. All right, 66.46. See, that's my point. Look, Another KF94 that's highly performing, almost as good as some of those Cup N95s. Now, in practice, the real question that you really got to ask yourself is, in practice, is it really that good? And the answer is, one, I only do a single face positioning. Two, I'm testing in those cup masks, filter aerosol going through the mask and also going around the mask. And so with real COVID aerosols, you might be doing much better than what I'm showing these values. So these would be worst case. But it does highlight, like, KF94s are really good. They're just a good mask. They have a good nose wire on this mask. I think it's a good one. It's soft. It's soft, though. I'm worried about mask collapse. I'll have to test it and see if I get any mask collapse. This mask is the Coco Farm Mega Fit Large. All right, 1.908 e to the 4. So yeah, there you go, 99.66%. That's a good mask. I like it. It's got a really good nose wire. It's really long. I like it. I just wish that they had a stiffer outer lining. Pressure drop's good. I'll have to measure it when I get out of here. I'll measure that pressure drop. But good mask. Put that in my pile over here for measurements afterwards. All right, so this mask, I don't know if we're gonna be able to measure this one. This is the extra large. This is a freaking gosh darn monstrosity of a mask. This thing is so huge. I love that there's an extra large. They need to give you a mask clip with it though. All right, let's try this thing out here. So this is the Coco Farm Mega Fit KF94 extra large. So if you're a big boy and you want a big mask, boat style, and they're making it, it's going to be as worn. I'm probably going to have to tighten the ear loops a lot on this one. Oh shoot, what the heck happened here? Why did I have that there? Okay, that's ear loops. Ear loops. All right, let's connect that up. And the large is pretty large too, I would say. Now this has adjustable ear loops, but I'm just gonna knot it. There's no way these are gonna fit my ears at all because they're such monstrosities. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna knot the ear loops. I should have done this before I connected the fancy tube, Aaron. I think I would have done this before or something. And apparently 443 times I've done this. Can you believe that? 443 masks I've tested. Or at least conditions of masks, like 443 independent tests. Why am I still doing this? Why am I still doing this? All right, we'll let this stabilize. You can see the concentration all over the place because when I dropped it to the floor, and if the mask closes, we'll get it back up here. Make sure that it's not the mask is closing in on itself, so it's actually filtering the air coming into the mask as it sits on my keyboard there. All right, 1.464 e to the 4. 1.464 e to the 4. All right, let's try this thing on again. This is a freaking monster mask. I don't think this is going to seal in my face at all. Oh, it does though. Holy smokes, look at the size of this thing. It's going all the way to my neck. Like, this is a monster mask. Does it look goofy to any... Oh, let's see, I gotta look on the video. Can you really see this? Like, look how big this thing is. Oh, this is a big boy mask. Look, it's like almost the edge of the mask. Let's see if I can turn this way. Look, the mask edge is almost touching my ear. I gotta tighten it up more. It's like, well, let's see how we do. Where's my data at here? What the heck is going on? I got too many windows open. Give me 1 second here. I gotta close some windows. Okay. I'm definitely getting some leaks here. But because of the monstrosityness of it, it breathes really easy for me. All right, I called there at 79. It's jumping around a little bit. 79. There you go, 99.46 on the Mega Extra Large. This thing's huge. That is a big boy mask. I like that. There's also the Bought Extra Large. I had some of the Bought Extra Large. My brother likes to wear these. He has a very big face. He's a big guy. He likes to wear those, but he normally wears the Bought and thinks they're a little too small. Bought an extra large was a little too big for him. I bet you this is like kind of right in the middle. Even though it's called an extra large, it's really like in between a Bought and large and a Bought and extra large. Pretty wild. That's a big mask. If you're a big boy and you're looking for a big mask. All right, so we are at 1.413 e to the 4. All right, okay, that one's done. So if you're looking for a big mask for a big person in your life, check out the Coco Mega Farm Extra Large. Good, dang good mask. Good quality, I like it. Might be a little bit of mask collapse issues with it though, because it's not super stiff on the outside. All right, let's just have some random little kids masks here, and then we'll do the glasses test, and then we're done. And then I'm gonna go back to, I gotta measure all these, measure the pressure drop in all of these. Actually, I already did most of them, but I gotta do the last bunch of them. Put that in there, and then I'll be done. What do we want to start with? We'll start with this one. Oh, no, I don't have the name for all these. Shoot. Let's see if they're still available here. This is from a company called Everyday E-Mall. Okay, scroll down here. See if I can find it. Ah, here it is. The 8 sugar. 8 sugar. 8 sugar KF94 mask. This is the 8 sugar KF94 kids mask. Black. See, it's KF94. It's boat shaped. It's actually going to exactly like this. Alright, so let's pop it out here. It's a little guy, just a little black mask. No adjustable ear loops. Kind of a tight, it almost reminds me of the Cleanara brand design. It's got 8 sugar stamped onto it. Nice little mask, I like it. Has like the texture pattern of the Bluna. I wonder what brand it is. Is it properly KF94? Let me just check that they do have that, and they do have a lot number anywhere. Yep, they got a lot number on it, so incorporated into the 8 sugar, they have all the info. You can contact them. Yeah, these looks like a legit KF94 to me. Let's find out. All right, upstream concentration is 1.322 e to the 4. Let's go ahead and don the tiny little baby mask. Made in Korea. Oh, I've seen that before. Huh, I wonder who this is. I've seen that exact same print on the bottom edge of a mask. I wonder who that is. Okay, so this was going to be a problem. This nose wire is very tiny. Even for a kid's mask, they made it a little small. I'll probably have to pinch the nose. Alright, we'll pinch the nose. All right, I'll call it there at 50.55. Let it come back up and we'll fire up the next one. So for those not paying attention, mostly I test these masks. I mean, I don't really need to test KF94s anymore. So I could just wear one and be like, nose wire's weak, not the right size. But I do this just as a piece of data because I know people are out there like, well, I bought this mask. How do I know it's legit? So part of me is just offering this so people feel comfortable buying these masks. But the reality is, like, look at every KF94 in my plot. It's just like, they're good. Yanikins correctly points out that the company name is Megapit. It's supposed to be Megafit because they call it Megafit they came from Collect and shipped these over to me. They came from Collect and they called the Megafit on their website, but when they translated and printed on the thing, it says Magapit, which, yeah. All right, let's see here. 1.326 e to the 4. 1.326 e to the 4. Hey, look at that, another kid's mask that is well performing. I can throw it on the sheet. It's nice. I actually like it. It's a pretty good little mask. They did a good job. I like that mask. How expensive is it on their site? Let's take a look. $250 a pop. Man, you know, come on. $250 is pretty spendy. Email's not usually the cheapest, but I know people are looking for kids masks, so we'll help them sell out. All right, what's next? The Kimswell KF94 kids mask, white. Kim's is apostrophe S, yeah, Kimswell. They like that name a lot. The Koreans like the something well. Kimswell KF94 kids. I'm assuming it's a small, but. Same as this, but it's going to be white. All right, let's do another kid mask. So if you're not watching, you're not paying attention, just KF94 is rocking out of the park every day, all day. No fakes. This mask I'm not going to like. I hate when they push the nose wires very. You're not going to be able to see this. Let's see a good jump over to OBS Studio. Oh, that's not OBS. OBS Aaron. Here we go. Let's see. If I get it close enough, can we adjust? Okay, look at the gap from the edge of here to the nose wire. That is a huge monster gap. So what's going to happen is when someone wears this, it's just going to fold up onto their eyes. And I don't like when manufacturers do that. I think the nose wire, like, let's just look at a classic good design mask. Where'd that 3M go? Okay, 3M does it right? Like nose wire. Let's get it. Adjust white balance. Adjust white balance. Nose wire's like, you know, really right to the edge. Let's look at the, you know, other masks, like this Canada 99. Adjust white balance. Same thing, like close the edge. So like this kid's mask, proportional to the length of that slot, is just massive. So not ideal. Not ideal. All right. Well, wait for a second. Let's see. Okay, Loeb says, wouldn't it be better to test without pinching the nose wire, since in practice people wouldn't do that? Agreed. It would make sense to do that if I was trying to test the fit on my face all the time. These are kids' masks, and so they're not going to do that. And sometimes I just want to see what the filtration efficiency looks like. And I can tell you if the nose wire is weak, because that means that if I had to pinch it in there, that means it's got a weak nose wire. So usually those masks aren't going to get my recommendation anyways. The point is the filter media real? Because at the end of the day, we care about are the mask, like whether the mask you like that fits your face. Maybe some people that mask isn't a problem for them. They don't need a stiff nose wire, but the filter media is good. What I'm showing is that the KF94 standard works and that all the masks, 1.084 e to the 4, right? The masks work. They have good filter median because there's a regulation in place that actually helps that. Oh, this is not going to work at all on my face. This is a tiny, whoa, this is a small mask. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to have to nose pinch this too. I'm not going to recommend this mask because it's hard to breathe in, I can tell you that, relative to the other one. Low. All right, 45.08. What a shocker, another KF94 means. Partial collapse, what does that mean? Partial collapse means when the mask sucks to your face. Sometimes it just partially collapses, meaning like it just starts to touch it, whereas some masks just completely seal right to your mask. So it's like full collapse, or do you just get a little bit of collapse? So that's like partial collapse. It's kind of a subjective measurement that I do on some masks. Someone asked if I've tested the FFP2 by Optiprobe. No, I haven't. There's so many masks. Every day there's more masks out there than I could ever actually test. All right, 1.078 E to the 4. All right, nice job, Kim's well, but not very breathable. Pretty low on the breathability chart, but it's available. What's left? Oh, 2 more masks. The Benny mask, the Benny Goodway. A little bit bigger mask. It's like a small, proper small. Benny Good Day mask. Oh, I bet you this is Good Day. I bet you I know who this is. Yeah, it's Happy Life. Ah, it's just a Happy Life mask. Good for them. Must be a cartoon they worked with. It's a Happy Life. It's the Benny Happy Life. Oh, you know what? I wonder if Happy Life and Good Day. Oh, okay, so that makes sense. Okay, so we've tested this before. This makes sense. It's like this looks just like the Happy Life Good Day mask. It's the same thing. It's branding, right? So you can buy your. Well, we'll just test it while we're here. So let's just do it fast. But like 1.014 either for. You know, it's just like you can get your Ninja Turtles mask. Well, I guess that's my generation, but I don't know what kids like the days. Your Paw Patrol mask or whatever, right? It's just the same thing with some logoing on the packaging. It's leaking by the nose, so I gotta do that here too. The mask is turned up right here. Oh, it's not a KF90. Oh, it is a KF94. I get a leak somewhere? I think I am. All right, 181.5. So there you go. Media is a little more breathable on that, so I can tell that they kind of compromise a little bit of breathability with performance. Not that it's a bad thing. 98% is like. People are getting too hung up on percentages sometimes. All right, last one. This is the Shaman Mask. This is a KF80. It's tiny. It has these weird ear loops. They're like you guys of course can't see that because it's like probably way blown out. But they have like these weird fabric ear loops. I don't know if they'll even work on this test or not. Give it a few seconds here to stabilize. All right, 1.04 E to the 4. Let's try to finish it before we drop below 10K. Let's see if we can just even get this thing to work on my face. This thing, I probably won't be able to test this one. It's so, like when we get to really tiny masks, some masks I just can't test at all because they're too small. Let's see here, what do we got? This is the Mima KF80. I see Elizabeth says she has 66 boxes of Mass Lab stuck in customs. Trick is always order oh. Did you exceed $2,500? That's the question. If you exceeded $2,500 of total in purchasing, you might run into a little bit of problem. Kids. I guess I don't think everyone would buy that much, but there's some tricks with import custom stuff that you gotta be a little careful of. Let's see, 1.10, 1.016, e to the 4. All right, here we go. Does this fit on my face? The answer is no, because I've tried already, but let's see if I can get the ear loops to go around my ears. Nope, not gonna happen. So we'll just have to hold it to my face. This is weird. Let's see if I can hold it to my face. All right, I gotta do this then. Let's get to my plot. Where's my plot? At 576, that's really tough to measure. But 576. Oops, wrong cell, but. So 94%, that's not bad. That's really hard to measure. It probably could do better, but it's a bifold and it fit really small faces. That's going to be like, this is an extra small. So if you have like a toddler, this would be a good option. But I don't like the ear loops though. So, all right, I'm gonna hit the generator on. I'm gonna grab some tape, some packing tape, a set of scissors, my glasses. It'll take me a couple minutes. And then we're gonna do some fog glasses testing here. It's cool in this room. I can show you that masks fog up. And we'll use some packing tape to see if we can make those go away. I think that would be a good experiment. Yeah, I think that would be fun to do. Let's do that. Then I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna go measure all these masks, do the pressure drop measurements. Let's see, 9.680. All right, 98.92. Oh, what? No, that was, I got an extra zero in there. There we go. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do that when I get back. I'll be right back. I'll be back. Gotta get some equipment. For those on the live stream wondering what happened, keep chatting below. Let people know that I just stepped out for a second. Getting some things. problem is it's a little dry here in Minnesota, so we'll see. Okay, let's get this microphone stuff transferred back over. Make sure it's still on. It is. Clip it back up. All right, where are we at? Get the generator up. Now my glasses are filthy because my son put his fingers all over them. Jeez Louise. Yeah, okay. I'm going to clean these because it's really hard to tell that they're fogged because they're so dirty. My son is a very nice boy, but for some reason decided that he wanted to make my glasses all dirty. Something dry and wet. All right. All right, that'll work. Ah, now I can see other things. And you can probably see my eyes now. Let's see if we can get some fogging going here first. Otherwise, this test won't be any good if I can't get it to fog. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Can you see that? See it fogging up? All right, let's see how. So I'm wearing the mask. Let's hook it up to the counter. Watch the counter, and you tell me how much protection am I getting and if my glasses still fog. And then we'll do the and then I'm going to show you a little trick. I think we can use a little masking tape or a little packaging tape so it doesn't glow up in your eyes. Oh, okay, well. We won't get an exact number here. Okay, watch. You see everyone sees the count dropping. I'm gonna do my best to seal it up really tight. Okay. All right. So you guys are seeing, like, look at the count. We're at 1,000 particles per cc. Okay. Now look at my glasses. Watch when I breathe out. Look at that. My glasses are fogging. Does it mean my mask doesn't work? No, it doesn't. Here's why. Notice that I'm getting uncomfortably close. Hello, everybody. We're going to be friends today. Okay. Oh, actually, why don't I stop being stupid here? Okay, so everyone agrees the counts are low. I got OBS active. I can do things like this. All right, ready? And what I have found, so you can do, one, you'll notice that it starts to fog at the end of my breath. So I'll start here and I'll show you my breath. See how it just starts to fog when I'm almost out of breath? So if you get glass fogging toward the end of your breath, on high breathability masks, it doesn't mean the face doesn't fit your face, okay? So let's do it one more time. Okay, so can we fix that? Let's find out. So what I'm gonna do, I've had this idea and I've been wanting to test it, so let's just find out. I'm gonna take some masking tape, the packaging tape. Here. I'm gonna cut it in half. I like packaging tape versus probably let's say, oh, perfect. Versus let's say Scotch tape or something because I need a little bit of a wider strip. So I'm gonna take a wide strip of this. I'll go with the other side. I like the other one better. So you guys can all see the little bit of packaging. I'm gonna put that on the underside here. Right where my nose, right under my face. And of course everyone's gonna say, well, Aaron, how do we know that the packing tape doesn't ruin the mask? Well, I guess we can test that right here. Okay, so I put a little packing tape right where my glasses go. You guys can't see it, but I'm putting, so I'm putting some packing tape Right. Okay, of course it's blowing out because like the contrast. So I'm putting it right here. So there's now packing tape from this seam up to here. Now has some packing tape on it. It's not perfectly centered. It's actually even hard for me to see. I'm gonna try again here. It's not as easy as I thought it would be. Maybe Scotch tape actually would be nicer because you could just do multiple strips of it. So maybe this idea wasn't as great as I thought I was, like all engineers. All right, there we go. We got it in there. That did not. Nope, did not make it better. I think what you have to do is you got to do I think you got to do it further forward actually. Let's try it at a different spot. I'm gonna set it right under the nose wire. I'm going to put it all the way at the front edge of the mask. I'm just going to basically turn it inside out. So I turn the mask inside out. Stupid contrast! I know it's so bright out. So I just like basically rolled it flat. I'm going to put it as far forward as I can. Okay, there we go. So I got the packing tape on there now. Oh, that's a clever... Okay, so definitely just if you got a bifold or the boat style. I think, let's see, did I make an improvement? No. Oh, kind of. I did kind of. Okay, let's hook the counter up so everyone can see what's happening. Can I get it on there? Oh, I missed it. There you go. You guys can't see it anyways. I bring to front. Transporter. Bring to front. Let's bring to front order. Move to top. There we go. Okay, so now you can see. It changed it. Now it's like right here, and so I think the packing tape must not be good. But my point of all of this is, I'll see if I can fix it. Glass fogging doesn't necessarily mean that you have an issue with a seal. But if you take this off and get a little leak, see that? That is a sign of a seal. So my thing is, if your glass is fogged toward the end of your breath, then that's usually not a sign of leakage. But if the second you breathe out, and I'll do it here, we'll make a much worse leak, like right to the eye here. Let's see, ready? See that? Watch it, it's just fogged instantly. That is a sign of a face leak. If it's like right away at the start of the breath. If it's toward the end of your breath. So, did my packing tape trip work? Not really. What if I just did the whole... Let's just try this. I'm going to do something a little crazy here. Okay, so packing tape, not necessarily. So I was just trying to make the layer not breathable. But let's see if I take like a big chunk of it here. I'm just kind of playing around at this point, so this whole thing is all playing around in some way. Good thing I already got the data on this mask, so we don't... Okay. This is much harder. I need a table to work at to do this, but let's try it like this. Okay, so let's disconnect this so we don't accidentally plug the CPC. Okay, well, let's see. If I take this whole thing like this, do the whole top surface. Doesn't stick very well, that's the problem. So packing tape is probably not the material of choice here in this design. It just doesn't like a great seal, so probably wouldn't recommend that as your choice. Or maybe a different style of packing tape might be a better material to use. Okay, so now I just did the entire top flap in packing tape. See if that solves the problem or not. Because now the whole top panel's not breathable. I think that fixed it. Okay, that's kind of an interesting idea. Okay, I gotta take my glasses off and put this on first. Not very comfortable because the plastic, like, is sharp on... Ah, it's sharp against my skin because it's, like, running right against the edge there. I solved it. Okay, that's interesting. That is super interesting. All right, so let's hook it out here. All right, check it out now. I can't get it to fog at all. No glasses fogging. Okay, so that definitely solves it. That solves it. You need this whole panel right here to not be breathable. Because if this panel is breathable, right, the air is coming out here, the air is coming out here, and the air comes out right along this panel, which just wafts up into your glasses and fogs them. So mask manufacturers, if you listen, if you want to make a real anti-fog glasses, make one that has like double the melt blown on this layer so that not much air comes out of it. It definitely impacts breathability. I can notice that. I'm definitely getting a reduction in breathability. But I'm not getting mask fogging. So, there you go. Maybe a hack if you want to figure out how to do that is just put a piece of tape on the bottom layer. Okay, let's do an actual legit test. Does this impact the filtration efficiency? Are we going to change it significantly? All right, so let's do it. Let's do a legit test. I don't like the plastic on there. So it's not perfectly done. You know, it's kind of scratchy with the edges, but okay, let's just test it. We'll see what happens. Someone had said the embossing on the top of the... No, I don't think the embossing does crap on that. That's just marketing gimmick. Maybe it helps a little bit, but we could test it and see if it fogs on my glass. I got an 1870 right there. All right, let's let it stabilize here for a second. We'll test out. So what are we going to call this? This is going to be... Let's have fun with this. So only the people that land. So Save Woo with secret anti-fogging improvement. So I love that it's secret because now people are going to be like, what's the secret? And they'll never know. These are FFP2 technically rated. Actually, I'm not sure if these are. So these actually might be a non-rated because I think the Ultras are the only FFP2 rated. I don't think the colored ones are. So I think these are a non-rated mask. I might have said FFP2 before. I need to fix that. So this is Seiwu. What's this called? A Seiwu. I should remember what the name of these things are. Seiwu Kuro or Kuro. Seiwu Kuro. They're the color mask. Oh, this is the large, by the way. I didn't test this one yesterday. I just tested the medium. This is green. Okay, so ready? 1.668. Either 4. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix my. Oh, actually, you know, I don't mind the graph above the mute. We'll leave it up here. All right. So only the people on the live stream know what the heck I'm talking about. You know what? I might. It's probably okay. This is the large. It's a little too big for my face. Maybe I'll have to do this on the medium. Or at least I need to tighten the ear loops up a little bit. All right, color is 654. 654. Got 96%. This mask's a little big for me. So that definitely solves the fogging problem. Maybe I should try it on. Let's try this one here. So this is the 1870. I'm gonna take my glasses off. This is a headband style. So let's see if we get some. Ah! Or sorry, this is not an 1870. Ow! I'm bumping into everything. All right. This is a 9205 plus. With the big honking nose wire. Oh yeah, I'm still getting glass fogging with this one. All right, let's get the concentration. 1.64 either 4. So 96. So I didn't seem like it. Maybe it's slightly impacted. I guess we have to test it with the one that actually fits my face a little bit better. I don't know where that one went. But here we can do this again with the 1870. It also fogs my glasses. So here. So that concentration is like nothing now. Do you see they're fogging? I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but they're fogging for sure. I can see it. I don't know. It's hard to see if I can tell it on camera or not. I don't know if y'all can see that, but even with this 3M 9205, I'm getting glass fogging. Again, if it fogs towards the end of the breath, it's usually not an issue. Let me try it with a different mask. Let me try. Okay, so anyways, even this one fogs. So all masks I think fog. Let's try another one. Let's try the Vitacor. The Vitacor. I like this mask. Definitely protective, that's for sure. Oh yeah, this fogs too. Yeah, so this is my point. Like, look at this. Look at the count in the upper right corner. Let's enhance. Enhance. All right, we're at. Let me get it all set on my face here. All right, here we go. Look at that count. 14 particles. I mean, we're like 99% here, okay? 99%. Everyone's seeing that, 99%. Now look. Fogs. So, is glass fogging a sign of mask fit? No! Stop saying that. If it leaks like right away, yes. All right, let's try one more hack, and then I got to call it a day because I got to do other work. All right, so this is the one that probably fits my face better. This mask is like much more. This is the curl that I think better fits my face. Let's try my hack again on a mask that better fits my face. And I'm just gonna try something here. I'm just gonna turn it inside out. So that it's like that. There you go. Let's just put a piece of tape. Oh, it caught my microphone. Hopefully you guys will. I'm going to go from the nose wire straight across. Oh, this is much more difficult than I thought. Okay, there you go. It doesn't really stick to the mask material, which is kind of interesting. I wonder what I could use. I mean, yeah, I think someone said duct tape. I think duct tape would work, but be really heavy and uncomfortable. I was looking for something like really lightweight. I'm sure they make like a super sticky tape. And those that know the secrets about me know that I know all about sticky tape. Actually, I probably have some in the basement I could use. But we're going to try this. So I got like the packaging. So it's like the entire All right, enhance. All right, so the entire surface all here is all packing tape. I'm going to try to seal it up so that none of the air can come out of the top of the mask. Fog my glasses. Yeah. The first thing I noticed is the packing tape seals to my face nicely. It's really uncomfortable because it's like tape. It's just like, whew, and it smells like packing tape. I'm getting a little leak there. I'm still getting a little fogging over here. Now some of it, I got a fan right here blowing. Let me just turn that away for a second. Yeah. Even then I'm getting foggy. It's just the air comes out and then it just goes straight up. So even though I blocked right here, okay. The tape on the outside of it. Try it. So I think the fundamental issue is, I don't know how you solve glasses fogging, because this mask traps air. So all this hot air just rises up right over your face, right here. In fact, just talking, I can feel the warm air on my hands. It's super dry here right now. It's like probably 0%, like 20% relative humidity. Like my hands are super dry. I can just feel the warm, humid air just like right here. So no, it doesn't matter. I think my super secret hack did not work as well as I thought it did. Because it's just, I don't know how you get around it. It's not a seal issue. So this highlights like, look, it's not a seal issue. So anyone who tells you that it's a seal problem, we'll send them to this last half of the video. Say, go to this live stream at time this. We talk about mask fogging for an excessively long period of time. All right. Let's see if anyone has any questions, and then let's bring this thing back. Let's see, I gotta shrink me shrink it back to the corner. Oh, wrong one, Aaron. Back here, grab this. Boop, 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 boop. Now I'm shrunk again. Hey, I can put my glasses on, then I can actually read the text a little easier. Okay, let's see. We got any questions of any? Let's open it up. We got 10 minutes of questions. I'm gonna call it a day. I got all my math tested. Let me just double check to make sure I actually got everything I wanted to tested. All the armrest stuff, let's just check. Demtex I've tested before, Eagles I've tested before, Prestige America I tested earlier. The Gearsons were the only problem yesterday. Yeah, let's play around with that Gearson actually. Yeah, that's in there good. What's going on with these Gearsons? I wonder if I can mass brace a Gearson. I'm going to try that. That's the last thing we'll do. Take my glasses off. All right. So we'll test a Gearson. If you have questions, I'll watch them for you here. Then we're going to done. I get it back to... It's going to be really noisy. Sorry. It's going to hit the microphone and you guys are going to be like, ah! Bought an XL. I had some. I didn't get to test them. My brother wears them. He likes them. I accidentally gave him all I had. I usually keep 2 or 3. I thought I had set some aside for him, but I apparently did not. But they're good. I mean, like, my point of all this is look at any test of any KF94, including the ones we did today. They're all good. Just find one that fits you. So if you like Botan, if you like the Botan XL and it fits your face, wear it. That's my recommendation. This is super uncomfortable, but let's try it. Super fix the mask. So it's the duckbill plus fix the mask. Gerson. The 2320. What was that one? Gerson 3230. I don't know if this is sample 2 or 1, but we'll just try it. Gerson 3230 N95 plus Smith. .328 e to the 4. Connect to the mask. This thing's tough to get. Where is that little port? Okay, there we go. So I had a face leak with the Gerson. Just didn't fit my face. All right, call there at 169. Oh, it's coming down a little bit. Yeah, I'll call 169. It's kind of jumping around. 169. All right, pop this thing off. Actually, I can just disconnect the tube. All right, so there you go. So that's good. It's the issue is for this mask is that I get a leak somewhere. I think it's right here on my cheek. It just, yeah, it's like right here. It doesn't seal against my face. I can feel it. So, is it, is the material good? Yes. Does it fit my face? No. Would it fit your face? Maybe. It also is hard to tell. Honestly, it's hard. Once you get past the 90s, unless you're really well trained, you can't, I can get to 95%. Beyond that, it's all I can't tell if it's a leak or not. It gets really hard to distinguish if it's a leak. This is a NIOSH. Whoa. My wife has the oven on. I can smell pizza. It's white. It's headbands because it's N95. So no, they're good masks. So I don't think there's a quality issue there. Not surprisingly, I wouldn't expect there to be. 14040. 98.76. That's good. All right, let's answer some quick questions, and I am out of here. Alexis asks, "Hey Aaron, I'm still working on getting good fit for the kids and the new KF94 mask we have. Is the best fit guide and info in your masks for kids video?" I didn't really talk. I mean, yes, I think the answer is you just have to find some that work for your kids' faces. One thing you can do to help with fit is, of course, tighten ear loops. Shorten the ear loops by using a slip knot. To make a slip knot, it's really easy. Let me find a mask that doesn't, well, this one already has one in it, but I'll just pop the slip knot. So for those that have never made a slip knot, let me jump over to here. So you just go once around the finger, okay? Go pull it underneath that, and then pull it through, and you can make a little slip knot. So you can also just Google YouTube to find. So you can make a little slip knot. The nice thing about slip knot is you can pull it tighter, so you can pull more material through your slip knot. There you go. And then if you pull on it, the slip knot also shortens. See, so you can shrink the slip knot. So that's one simple way to make it adjustable. Otherwise, you buy cord locks. So that's sort of thing what I would start with. Try different bifolds. That's kind of the problem with the mask world right now is I've only solved one of the many problems, right? So the first problem is how do you get them sourcing? So I've been working on that. How do you know that they're good? KF94, known good KF95s, NIOSH N95s. And the question is, how do I know if it fits my face? And that's where technology would really help. I'd love to see some face scanning technology like the iPhone face LiDAR stuff action to do that to help people size masks. But other than that, you just have to try some and then look for ones that fit. I typically say go smaller. It's better to err on the side of small. What you find with too small of a mask, let's just take one of these kids' masks for an example, is... I don't have an example, but readily available. Here. Let me grab the Benny. The Benny! Benny and the Jets. All right, here we go. I'm an adult wearing a kid's mask. If I probably step back, you can probably see it better. what you find with this mask is if it doesn't fit, my jaw props down. So smaller is better. And that's about all you can do, I guess. I don't know. I wish I had a perfect answer for you. Sorry, Alexis. It's also the name of my niece. All right, let's see what else we got. So I answered Alexis's question. Is it okay to wear an extender with the adjustable KF94s? Yes. No big deal. Tighter is better. So, Mickey, yes, you can wear adjusters with... if you want to pull it tighter, pull it tighter. I don't see any issue. Rob V says, do you think we'll be doing any more review videos? Or is your list of favorites not significantly changed? I think the honest answer is my list of favorites has not significantly changed. I don't really talk about the Seiwu a ton in my review video because they're so hard to get. So if I say, hey, Seiwus are great, but everyone's going to complain like, oh, you have to go to this website that's mostly in Chinese and then be able to order from that. Like, they don't have a good distributorship in the US. I've been watching that. Or you got to order from Miko Place, which ships from Hong Kong directly. So in general, like, I like that mask. If you're a mask nerd, you know what's up. But in general public, like, I think that's a hard place to get, and people are I'm just gonna get a bunch of questions about how to buy that mask. Are those Flax KF94 masks on Amazon any good? I'm not sure. I haven't tested them yet. I really have not bought anything off of Amazon because I don't. My goal is to find sources of reputable masks. Could you get good masks on Amazon? Absolutely. Can you get fakes on Amazon? I'm sure there are a ton of fakes out there. Chinese masks that just call themselves KF94s because there's nothing to stop a Chinese company from stamping KF94 on their mask, selling it on Amazon as a KF94, even though it's never tested by the South Korea. That's why I always say, make sure it comes out of South Korea. If you can verify that it's shipped from South Korea, it's going to be a problem. And it's sold in South Korea, it's a good mask. I love the LG Air Washer. Basically, yeah, it's a great mask. LG Air Washer. What does Fix the Mask mean from K Loeb? Fix the Mask is a product. Just Google Fix the Mask. It's an elastomeric face sealing device. It allows you to seal a mask to your face with excellent face seal. It's really great if you have a surgical mask that you want to seal or you're having face sealing issues. It basically gives you a perfect face seal. Yeah, everything is hard to find right now. So that's why if I say my favorite, then it all sells out. And then the next question is, well, what's your second favorite? And then I tell my second favorite. They say, what's your third favorite? And so it becomes a challenge for me. Just like, these are all good masks. Just try some and see what you like. Always buy the mix and match. I think that's the same for my other review. Buy a few of a bunch of different masks and see what works well for you. Hailard N95s. Someone asked that in the previous one. I am going to see if I can find a source from. It looks like Hailard mostly only sells to medical companies. Can you buy them online? Yes. Can you buy them from reputable places online? No. So, like, let's see if I can Google that real quick. So I was looking for some of those last night. I was like, yes, I can get them, but like the companies like require you to be like a dentist or something. The Hailard. Hey, look at that. Someone was already searching this. So like, let's see what's the N90. It's not the level 3. Is there N90 Flu Shield N95? Yeah. So I was looking for this, and so like you can get it, but then if you want to like buy it, you're gonna get it from Amazon, which you know how I feel about that. Or I could buy it from like this company, but then I think you had to like register with them. Maybe you can buy them this way. Anyways, like $35 for a box. One of these companies I like did the add to cart and then tried to check out. Oh, you know what? That actually reminds me. I do want to buy these. I need to reach out to them. AGL Patriot Mask. These are, I've been trying to chase these down for a while, for those that haven't been paying attention. Anyway, so I was having a hard time buying them. So they're not super easy to source. You got to buy them in big backs. Do they still make it? So this has masks that kind of baffled me. If you guys can see this. Like this look like copies of masks that I'm all familiar with. The 1870, like the dimpling, everything looks like this. Let's see, can I buy it straight from them? Maybe I'll have to reach out to these people. Anyways, I ran across this mask. Oh, that's really expensive. 139. Well, how many can I get? Regular 40 masks. Ooh, that's super expensive. 800 masks. Whoa. All right, never mind. That's probably why I never buy these. Got on a tangent there. Anyways, the flu shields, if I can get my hands on them in reasonable quantities, yes, but I don't really want to buy 200 of them. Is it well before a reputable retailer? Yes, in general. They're not a 3M authorized. So if you're buying well before masks, they buy and bake them themselves. Well, they have them made in China, but they're OEM. Everything else they're buying as a distributor. They are not an official 3M authorized distributor. as far as I'm aware, so they can be impacted by fakes that are in the marketplace that come through the normal supply chains. If they don't order straight from 3M, so it goes to bigger distributors and then they buy from them. So not sure. Is mask collapse a big issue? No, I mean it's just an annoyance, and I like masks that don't. Can I use Posh up to 40 hours? Yes. So I've tested a lot of different masks. When I say 40 hours, indoor environment clean. If you work in construction, no, that does not count. So in general, if it's a clean office environment, what I'm finding is that the masses probably stretch and they just don't, like the ear loops get loose and all that stuff. So that's kind of more a thing. The filtration efficiency, I just tested one, the Seiwu, pretty much no change. It was like 98% and it went down to like 97%. But that's two different masks tested at two different times. So like not really a measurable or huge difference. Can you put the headings as a fixed point so when you scroll down, you can still see what the values are? I don't know. Aren't they already that way? Let's see. Yeah, that's already that way in my document. The header is here in there. So yes, I don't know if maybe you're looking at a different document or what happens if you get too many people in a document at a time. But as far as I can tell, that happens already. Would those foam news pieces that you paste in form a better seal? No, they will not form a better seal. I've talked about this a million times. If you have a super strong nose wire, yes. If you have a weak nose wire, the addition of foam on my face has historically not been better. So is it better all the time? I don't think so, because I've tested it and I found that not to be true. Thoughts on the Good Matter KF94? I can't really test them. They're hard to get. I mean, I haven't really searched them that hard in the US. There hasn't been like a big distributor of KF94s that is importing them. They're very popular in Canada. I guess they're getting popular on Amazon, so I haven't tested them. But look, if it's a KF94 and you can verify it came from South Korea, it is good. Look at my document. I've tested over and over and over and over again. They're good. The question is it better relative to the other ones? I'm not sure. Just look for breathability. If you're like, hey, I like this mask and it feels good for me and the comfort's good, it's good then. What's my favorite duck bill so far? The answer is very easy. The 9105 V Flex. That is the best mask. So here's my top mask for those who want. I wear the Seiwu Ultra at work. Shorten the ear loops up, and so it's just really nice and snug. I love the breathability, and I like ear loops because I want to drink some coffee or snack on something while I'm at my desk. If I want to be a little bit more protective, 3M 9105 V Flex. So those are my masks. Otherwise, Cleanwell, KF94. I'll wear a LG Air Washer if I need to, like we're just hanging around, or a Mass Labs. But my day-to-day is Seiwu Ultra and 3M 9105. KF94 are better than cloth with filters, right? Yes. So cloth with filters, unless the filter's edge-to-edge, the filters don't enhance. Go look at the kids video. I talk about that there. I tested this. If you take a cloth mask and put in a PM25 filter, it does not make it better. In fact, it can make it worse because it'll just drive more air around the mask and not through the mask. So filters have to be edge-to-edge. Have you found somewhere trustworthy to get LG Air Washer masks? They're hard to find out. Yeah, everything KF94 is hard to find right now. Everything's sold out. Collect carries them. They'll be back, I'm sure. Just patience. They're popular globally, so now we have masks. Everyone's buying masks globally, so it's going to be a while for a shortage to clear up. So just find what you can. There's lots of N95s. There's lots of masks out there. That's why I went and tested all the Armbrust stuff today. If you need a mask, Armbrust carries KN95s. BNX carries KN95s now. Like bifolds, if you like the trifold mask or you like the boat style mask, you can get 3M 9205 plus, or 9205 plus from Home Depot. So like there's options out there. Just find what works for you. Where should I tell my 8-year-old to store his mask when he's not wearing it? For my son, we put his in the little pocket on the side of his backpack. You can put it in a plastic paper bag. You can just toss it in the backpack, but make sure it doesn't get smashed. Like, you don't have to be gentle with these things. If you look at that Seiwu mask that I tested just yesterday and got like 97%, that mask lives in my car when I'm not wearing it. I just throw it on the seat. I wear it at work all week. I wear the same mask all week that week for work to get that 40 hours on that mask. I don't treat them gently. I sneezed in that mask too, which kind of makes it nasty, and I don't like that, but it was a good mask because I sneezed in it, and so I didn't see an impact from sneezing on it, so it highlights these things are pretty solid. Don't put it in a Ziploc though, because you don't want it like completely sealed. You want air to flow through that thing. What are your thoughts on the Invo mask? Invo mask seems like a great option. I haven't tested that. I really haven't touched the elastomeric masks because, look, they're good, but that's a very small segment of the population that will wear these things. I'm trying to get people from cloth and surgical into better high-quality masks, and I think ear loops are a good way. Would I like everyone to wear an N95? Sure, but I find that even N95s are kind of annoying if you're just popping into the store for 15 minutes, so I think there's a good balance. I want a range of mask options that are all 90% plus, like as you wear them. And N95s are going to be better than that, but I want to have a wide variety of options. It would be also nice if you could get your hand on it would be 1804 version of the flight. Oh, the 1804 is just the surgical version. It just has additional fluid barrier. I'm sure there's some small difference in pressure drop with that version, but I don't really like to test the surgical versions of stuff. I usually stay away from them because we don't need that. No one outside of a medical, unless you're doing surgery, you don't need a surgical N95. So you don't need to buy them. Buy the industrial version. It's cheaper, it's better. You don't need to. Leave those for the hospitals. I'll tell my friends just have them watch that. Yeah, no. Cloth with filters thinking, oh yeah, definitely send with that video. I talk about that. I think I went from like 70% with this really good cloth mask, and then I added the PM2 filter and it went down to 63% because I could feel it leaking more and more around the mask. Aaron, can you take a guess at your estimate of the precision accuracy of results? Well, the precision implies that I have a reference that I can go against, and that reference would be like NIOSH or something like that. So no, I really can't. You can look at the repeatability of my data, and the reason that I do a test of a variety of masks, why I have an N100 control and N95, is it gives you a relative gauge. I can't tell you the exact accuracy. The precision is pretty good, right? Because we have like 5 significant digits in the counter. And you can look at my repeatability as some estimate of that. So it's pretty good, but it's certainly not, it's my face, my test cell, depending on how I'm breathing that day. Probably some impacts of relative humidity and things around me. So we just should use them as a relative metric for the day. Mask should not be sprayed with alcohol. That's right. There's one mask out there, the Air Queen Nano, that you can. Outside of this one frickin' mask, no, don't. So in general, I'm just going to say, don't spray your mask with alcohol. There's no need to. Meaning, if someone else used your aerosol, but their face, do you think the results would differ? Yes, the results of someone else's face may differ significantly because it really is about face seal. So same mask on the whole population of the world is going to be all over the place because everyone has different size faces. My point of my test is to show that KF94s, known good KN95s, and N95s all have high-end filter media inside them. So we're looking to see, are they fake? Because that's the conversation we're hearing all the time. So my test is both a combination of like ranges of mass on my face, which is one test, and the other is the mask real or not? And so most of the time I'm doing, is the mask real or not, which is what most people care about. Like, oh, I bought from Collect, is it real? Because everyone's freaked out about buying a fake one. How are the BYD KN95s? I haven't tested them. I haven't tested any of the BYDs, actually. I was trying to get a hold of someone. Like, everything, they're sold out, too. So even I can have trouble getting them. I mean, people can offer and send them to me, but I like to actually get them in blind purchase sometimes, too. I'll see if I can get some Project N95 at some point. All right, I think I made it through most of the questions, right? Anyone else have any questions? 30 seconds. See if we get anything in there. All right, well, I think that's going to be our... Any thoughts on reusing, meaning to wash, iron, and wear? Do not wash KN95s. I talked about it in the previous video. Don't wash KN95s. Are they wearable? The answer is yes. They are rewearable. They are not washable. Do not wash them. I have a whole video titled, How Long Can You Wear a KF94 or a KN95? Go watch that video. Cover all of it there. Don't wash them. Any thoughts on the Clean Well? Per your data, it's excellent. Yeah, it's a great mask. I like it. It fits my face really well. It's good breathability. It's a great mask. Unfortunately, you got to get it straight from South Korea. Are you still a fan of Mask Lab? Yep, still a fan of Mask Lab. Still recommend them. They're one of my, like I said, my KF94, my top mask review video for KF94s and K95s from 9 months ago, still pretty much unchanged. Any difference between black and white KF94? I mean, there could be some slight differences between the black and white. That could also be with lot. I typically find that black masks have a little higher pressure drop and they're a little stiffer than their white counterpart. That's mostly because I think that the dyeing of the fabric changes the construction a little bit. So in general, there's like some slight differences, but it's pretty small. Can I get the anti-maskers to mask up? No, but the beauty of a protective mask is you don't have to worry about the anti-maskers as much. They should still wear a mask because you need some source control, but wearing a really good mask protects you as well, so you don't have to worry about the chin diapers. Going to try kid mask from US. Yeah, well, I'll add the data up. Yes, I did test the armbrust. I've tested Lutima before. I'll put the kid mask options up in the spreadsheet when I have them on when I'm out of here. I got to do the pressure drop measurements on them. If you're interested in good manner mask, like I said, KF94 and KF94 from South Korea, it's good. I mean, I can test them, but at this point, it's like there's so many masks. There's nothing there's so many KF94 masks. Just find one that you like and what you think works. Thanks for is this like lecturing in a lecture hall with 83 students? I don't know. I've never lectured in a lecture hall with 83 students. Make sure they all have their masks on, I guess. I have a Mask Lab, but they're a bit bigger for my face. Yeah, unfortunately, Mask Lab only makes a single size mask. Could you use Gorilla Tape? Yes, I could use Gorilla Tape instead of packing tape, but that would be pretty aggressive. I mean, I think the idea was, like, if I block the flow here, does it still work? And the answer is no. So I think glasses fogging is an unknown problem that maybe we'll have to think about how we solve that. So I don't think I have a quick, easy hack. I think the thing is if it's fogging towards the end of your breath, a reminder, if fogging towards the end of the breath does not mean you have a bad fit. Probably it's just the mask. If it fogs instantly when you breathe out, you have a leak in your mask. All right, I'm going to go. It's 1:41. I got other work to do. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for hanging around. And I don't know when I'm going to do this again, but if I do, I'll let y'all know. Have a good one. Thank you, everybody.